Oh man, I'm still crying because of this episode. My god.
Pokemon Ranger, I choose you!
What's up everybody, it's your Pokemon Ranger Boy here and welcome to another review of the Pokemon X, Y and Z anime. And today guys, we're tackling episode 19 and in my opinion one of the most hyped episode of the whole series, episode 19, which is called The Masterclass Begins, a Maidens Fierce fight where sparks fly. And oh my god guys, during this whole episode I had heartbeats and tears in my eyes. Like seriously, there was no moment in this episode where I didn't had heartbeats or had tears of joy or tears of sadness. It was just wow, this whole episode was like a roller coaster of feels. So amazing. I never have felt like this before and this episode was just magnificent. So before I will die of hype and fangirling, let's go straight into the story guys. Okay guys, before we will see the actual masterclass, we are seeing of course Serena finally arriving at Glorious City, but she isn't really nervous, she's more excited and determined that she will be the next Colors Queen, and you can see from her looks alone that she wants it, she wants that title. And of course there are also her rivals. There are of course Miet and Shauna and Nene, who also of course want that title. And before this glorious masterclass even started, we're seeing a little teasing of Miet, because Miet is asking Ash if Ash would rather cheer more for Miet or for Serena. And of course Ash's answer was of course that he will definitely cheer more for Serena. And because of that, Miet was a little bit surprised and asked Serena if there maybe was a slight progress between those two. But of course Serena, as our shy girl, as we all know and love her, she of course immediately tries to hold Miet's teasing back. But also we are seeing that not only Nene knows it, but we are seeing that Bonnie didn't forget about the fact that Serena loves Ash. And I'm so glad about this little scene that Bonnie, after all this time, still remembers that. We all thought that she might have forgotten about this fact, but I'm still glad that she hasn't. And after this little amour shipping scene, and after Serena talking a little bit to her mother how excited she is, we are entering the masterclass. And of course we're seeing all participants preparing themselves for this big event in front of this huge crowd. And before all the ladies are entering the stage, we're seeing them taking out their princess keys so that they can enter the masterclass, and we are seeing how much emotion and how much memories Serena has put into every single key. We're seeing the sad moments, of course the beginning, which of course was also the beginning of her new character and her new goal. And I was just so stunned about how much emotion and how much memories she has put in every single key she has won. No matter how sad or no matter how great those memories were, she cherished them with every single key she has entered. And of course, after our lovely ladies have entered the masterclass stage, the crowd and also our ladies have been introduced to Palermo. And of course, Serena immediately recognized Palermo because of the conflict and the confrontation between Palermo and Serena. And after that introduction, of course, there's one person missing, and that is of course Aria, the current Colors Queen. And of course she is absolutely beautiful, and not only she is welcoming the crowd, but also of course all those lovely ladies. But of course she especially has a closer look at Serena, because of course not only Palermo but also Aria see a lot of hope and a lot of potential when it comes to Serena, as we all do of course. And not only we are seeing of course our friends in the crowd, but also of course Serena's mother, and also a lot of cameos, for example of course Professor Sycamore, Shauna's friends Tiano and Trevor, but also Gudra and Corinna. That's absolutely amazing. And we've been also introduced to the new system of the masterclass trial, because of course this masterclass won't be like normal Tripocolons, because in this masterclass there will only be 3 performances, and also these 3 performances will be held in a tournament based system where 3 performers have to perform against each other with an introduction performance first, and then of course the 3 performance against each other. And I thought this was really interesting. Another system which I really found interesting besides the tournament system was also the fact that not only the viewers within the Tripocolon, but all viewers around Colors have the opportunity to vote for their favorite participant. This was really interesting. After this little system introduction, we are going right into the action, and in this first round there's also not only Nene but also Jessie. And I have to say Nene's performance was good. I really liked it. I definitely enjoyed it more than her last performance, but in all seriousness, Jessie's performance was absolutely perfect, because this performance not only was technically really good but also really fitted her personality, because this performance was full of confidence and full of cockiness. You could also see that Jessie loved the stage, she loved the crowd, she loved the spotlight, she loved everything about it, and not within a single second she had any doubt that she will win this round. And you could see that in her performance, how confident and how cocky she was. And although Nene and the other participant really done well, in the end Jessie's cockiness and confidence was just way too overwhelming, and Jessie has won this round. And I have to say guys, I really felt sad for Nene, because of course Nene cried and was sad that her masterclass dream was over so quickly. But like Nene's life will go on, of course the show also must go on, which of course means the next round of the masterclass. And now we're seeing our lovely Serena performing against Miette. And guys, Miette's performance was absolutely elegant. All her dance steps and the performance overall of Miette was just really good, really well. To be honest, when it comes to the performance, I never could have decided between Serena and Miette. Maybe slightly Serena, because of course I'm a little bit biased, but both performances were absolutely adorable and absolutely stunning. I love the combination between Miette and her Slurpuff, which of course was just really well done. Her introduction performance was really awesome, and so was her appeal performance. They called the second round of this free performance appeal performance, and I really liked it. But of course, nothing can beat our lovely and beautiful Serena. Her introduction performance was really well done with the combination with breaks in and her flamethrower, and in the end, her appeal performance with the perfect ending with that firestorm at the end was just so adorable. And I also just loved how she just blushed and her eyes just sparkled after she won this round. It was just absolutely beautiful. But speaking of eyes, I also really felt sad for Miette. Of course she also cried, but she tried to hold back her tears in front of her rival Serena. But in the end, all the emotions, she couldn't hold back all the emotions anymore, and she told Serena that she has to become Colors Queen. And of course Nene also told Serena that she has to become the Colors Queen. And Serena of course just feels the emotion and the pain of her two rivals and promises them that she will do her best and that she will definitely become the next Colors Queen. I just love that. Even myself as a viewer, even I could feel these emotions between them. I just had heartbeat and tears in my eyes. It was just absolutely stunning and emotional. Wow, this was an emotional roller coaster. What I really found a little bit sad was the fact that we didn't really saw the performance of Shauna, because they unfortunately skipped that. And I was really sad because of course Shauna is one of the biggest rivals of Serena, and I thought that it would be cool to see Shauna's performance so that in the end we could compare it with the last time. But unfortunately we couldn't see it after all. And after we are also seeing of course Serena and Jessie doing well, we are at the climax of today's episode, which is of course the final round, which we will see next week, which is of course Serena versus Shauna versus Jessie. Before the episode ended, we are seeing of course Serena looking at Shauna and also of course being really grateful to Shauna, because of course without Shauna, Serena never would have discovered her own dream to be the Colors Queen. Of course she is thankful to Shauna, but at the same time of course as a rival she will do her best against Shauna. And this guys is the end of today's episode. And wow, just wow guys. The whole episode was just wow. I'm still speechless. I still have a strong heartbeat and I still have tears in my eyes. It's just wow, just so amazing. I think that I don't have to tell you guys that every aspect of today's episode was so good that I will rate it 10 out of 10. But of course I have to go a little bit into detail, because this is my style of review, and I also love it that you guys like my feedback. So what can I say about the story? Of course the story was gripping, fascinating, exciting, and of course hype. From the first to the last second, there was no moment I didn't enjoy in this story. Of course I loved the beginning with the Amour shipping tease, because of course we are all somehow Amour shippers. And of course after this little tease, I loved everything about it. I loved the performances, I loved the emotions of failure, the emotions of promises. Of course that even though Miet and Nene have lost, that they still want Serena to be the next Colors Queen, and of course that Serena is more determined than ever before, and I just loved it. I just loved everything about it, and the climax, of course, which we are seeing next week. I can't wait for it. 10 out of 10, of course. What can I say about the focus? The focus, of course, the whole masterclass. There wasn't any moment which somehow has distracted us from the masterclass. This whole episode was the masterclass. The whole focus on Serena and her dream to be the Colors Queen. The whole conflict between her and her rivals. And also, of course, the high hopes of Palermo and Aria. And of course, Serena will do her best to fulfill all this. To fulfill the promises of her rivals, to fulfill the expectations of Palermo and Aria. And I can gladly say that I believe in her. I'm so proud of her, how she developed. 10 out of 10. Animation, of course, I have told you guys before that the animation is always stunning when it comes to the free performances. But I don't know how the Pokemon X, Y, and Z writers did that, but they even improved the animation even more. I don't know how they did that, but I think maybe it's in combination with all the emotions and all the conflicts. But the animation was even more stunning than ever before. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 episode, watch it. And if there's any reviewer who tells you that this episode wasn't good, then he or she is a fucking moron, and I will never ever watch the content of this reviewer ever again because he or she is a moron. This episode was absolutely exciting, absolutely full of excitement, of passion, and of course of emotions. So many emotions, my god. Watch it, guys, watch it. If you don't watch this episode, I will never forgive you guys. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm sorry, but I have to watch this episode again. It was just fantastic. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye!